The love question turned into a full-blown storm, and one answer from Mahassine flipped the conversation on its head. Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed and ready, because today's story isn't just about romance, it's about pressure, public perception, and the weight a single sentence can carry. Cenk Torun and Mahassine, the couple whose grace and calm charm often light up red carpets, have been living in a quieter rhythm lately. Less noise, fewer public appearances, more focus on work and private life. Yet all it took was a familiar question from a reporter to set the internet ablaze. So when will we catch you in that picture-perfect embrace? It sounded harmless. It never is. This is the question that follows women in the spotlight like a shadow, and when it was tossed Mahassine's way, she didn't dodge. She didn't name names either. She simply said, with that composed poise of hers, they couldn't carry it. Those words detonated on social media. The comments section split open, timelines filled with clips and quotes. What was it? Who were they? Was she talking about men from her past? Was she speaking about love itself? Or was this about the exhausting expectations that come with being with a woman who shines on her own? The line was short, but it wasn't shallow. It hinted at history. It suggested a weight no one sees in the glossy photos. Responsibility, ambition, visibility, independence. The rhythm of a life too big for small shoulders. And it left a question in the air: was this a reflection on former relationships, or a quiet manifesto about what love has to be to survive? For those who have followed them, none of this felt random. Both Cenk and Mahassine are used to being carefully watched. Every smile photographed, every silence magnified. In the world they live in, silence becomes a crisis, distance becomes trouble, and privacy is almost treated like a scandal. The moment a woman with success, elegance, and her own voice turns away from a trope, when she refuses to treat romance like a badge to wear every time the cameras roll, she is asked to explain herself. And that explanation is never enough. Her few words this time echoed precisely because they were both restrained and sharp, a truth offered in shorthand. They couldn't carry it. What does that mean? The speculations poured in. Some heard, not everyone can hold steady in the presence of a woman who doesn't need saving. Others heard, the burden of two careers is hard to balance when one expects the other to shrink. Still others thought, this is about the glare of fame, the constant attention, the endless rumor mill that gnaws at intimacy. What if it is all of that? What if it is the mix of ambition, discipline, and self-respect that requires a partner who isn't threatened by success? Many fans framed it as a strength statement, Mahassine refusing to apologize for the scale of her life. Critics, on the other hand, wondered if she had closed a door without realizing it. Let's be honest, this question didn't just bubble up in one afternoon. It sat there, season after season, threaded through interviews and whispers. Every time the couple pulled back to breathe, to focus on projects, to travel without broadcasting it, the chorus began. Are they drifting? Is there a rift? Where are the cozy photos? It isn't about the truth, it's about the script people want to see. And when that script isn't fulfilled, a narrative rises to fill the silence. So when that reporter tossed out the cliché, it didn't hit a nerve by accident. It struck a place where too many expectations had piled up. From what those close to Mahassine say, she's not bitter. She's deliberate. The woman works hard. She's built her name across different stages and screens. She has carved out a stylistic voice, a rhythm in front of the camera and beyond it. She protects her space now more than ever. Her circle says she values 4 things above the noise: respect for boundaries, support for her craft, emotional steadiness, and a partnership that feels like equal footing. That's not distance from love. That's clarity. It's refusing to treat affection as a performance for strangers. It's knowing that public romance can be fragile, and guarding what is real. The internet, predictably, split. One side applauded, finally, a woman saying out loud that she won't shrink so someone else can feel taller. They read her line as confidence, as self-awareness, as a refusal to carry a relationship alone. The other side bristled. Is that a shield masquerading as wisdom? Is it resentment wrapped in cool? Maybe, they argued, love takes work, and nobody carries anyone alone. But here's the point the debate missed. She never claimed to be above effort. She called out imbalance. She didn't slam love, she asked for love that can stand shoulder to shoulder with her. Where does Cenk fit into this? Calmly, quietly, right where he needs to. He has been in this world long enough to know what attention can do. His public image has never been that of a loud protector. Instead, he is measured, careful, and often stepping back to let the storm pass. Those who study the couple's dynamic notice that he respects her independence as much as she respects his. He knows when to show up, and just as crucially, when not to feed the rumor machine. If anything, the tranquility he brings softens the edges of the chaos around them. The people who admire them together say this balance is the sign. If love is going to last, it will be because both of them are strong enough to hold the weight without asking the other to go small. There's another layer to all this. The phrase, they couldn't carry it, doesn't sit in a vacuum, it sits in a long, exhausting culture of asking women to be romantic at the convenience of the public. The trope is always the same: smile for the camera, confirm the label, feed the headlines. But something is shifting. Instead of, why wasn't I loved enough? We hear, why wasn't my fullness welcomed? That's not bitterness. That's a different lens on what partnership should be, one where affection doesn't require an apology for ambition. Does that mean love is off the table? Hardly. Listen closely and you can hear the opposite. What Mahassine said carried resolve, not despair. It hinted at a future that isn't about fireworks on cue but about alignment, steady, unhurried, real. It didn't read like a goodbye to romance, it sounded like a boundary. And in that boundary, there's room for something enduring. There's room for a relationship where two people keep pace, adjust, lean, and lift together. If that sounds like a message pointed at Cenk, maybe it is, or maybe it's a promise to herself in plain sight. We should talk about why her words landed so cleanly. Mahassine doesn't perform power, she practices it. She shows up to sets prepared, keeps her commitments tight, and is famously exacting about timing. She can be disarmingly warm, then unexpectedly firm when lines get crossed. That combination, grace and backbone, attracts and intimidates in equal measure. To some, it's a magnetic force. To others, it's a mirror they don't want to look into. So when she says past situations couldn't handle the totality of who she is, it reads like a diagnosis, not a lament. And yes, the scrutiny is exhausting. Think of an ordinary relationship and how long it takes to build trust and rhythm. Now add bright lights, tweets, microphones, and 1,000 opinions claiming expertise on your heart. Multiply the difficulty by 2 careers, 2 schedules, 2 worlds. That's the it in her sentence, the cumulative weight of all of it. You don't need a tabloid to tell you that not everyone is built for that some people ask her to carve herself smaller so the relationship looks prettier from the outside. She isn't doing that anymore. So where do we leave this? With a reality check that refuses melodrama. She didn't finger-point. She didn't list names. She didn't perform heartbreak. She laid down a standard and let it be understood. That's why the conversation hasn't died down. Sincerity has a stubborn echo. Fans shared her words with captions like, "Let her be whole," while skeptics warned that walls can be mistyped as boundaries. But the only people who get a vote in this story are the two who have to live it. As for Cenk, his steady presence complicates the easy narratives. He knows this business. He has navigated admiration and scrutiny for years. If anyone understands the need for privacy without secrecy, it's him. The two of them keeping things measured isn't distance, it's design. It's knowing that romance doesn't have to be proven to be real, and that mystery isn't a crime. If anything, their restraint has started to look less like caution and more like assurance. A decision to let their timeline be their own. Of course, speculation will keep trying to rewrite it. That's what speculation does. Some say the remark was a veiled reference to ghosts from before Cenk. Some say it's a quiet challenge to the present. Can we carry this together? Others believe it's simply her way of clearing the air, drawing a line around what she expects and what she will give. And if the question was meant to rattle, it didn't. The answer was short, strong, and unafraid. Is there fatigue? Probably. Who wouldn't be tired after years of being told when to smile and how to feel? But tired is not the same as cynical. There's still warmth in how she moves through rooms. There's still calm in how he watches storms slide by. It's not about being lucky or unlucky in love anymore. It's about choosing well, carefully, and without apology. It's about partnership that does not hinge on performance, about walking at the same pace even when the path is loud. In the end, the sentence that caused all this fuss wasn't designed to cause drama. It was a minimal truth with maximum implications. When she said, they couldn't carry it, she wasn't crowning herself or condemning anyone. She was explaining weight, success, visibility, freedom, a centered sense of self, and insisting that love is strongest when neither person is asked to drop what makes them whole. If that sets a higher bar, so be it. It's better than pretending the pressure doesn't exist. So what do you think? Was she looking backward, measuring the past by a clearer light? Or did we just witness the quiet start of a new chapter built on equal footing? Is this a warning to the rumor mill or a lighthouse for anyone who has ever been told to dim down to be embraced? Tell us how you read it. And if you want more stories that look behind the glossy covers and past the viral clips, stay with us here at Secrets Behind the Stars. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The real story is always just beneath the surface, and we'll be here to lift it into the light.